How's it going? Hope everyone had a good Christmas. I was going to do a video before Christmas, but I used my girlfriend's phone, so... And did loads of stuff over Christmas, so didn't have time to sit down and record a video. So here I am, recording a video. So, been to New York. It's a horrible place. It's dirty, stinky, full of Americans, and it's too many people. I hate people everywhere. But I looked for some video games while I was out there. Tried to slot them in, like look for where they were, and then tried to slot them in with like tourist attractions. But there's not that actually in central New York. There's not really many game shops. I think there was one retro store, and they had like some nice stuff, but it was ridiculously overpriced. I don't think that's because the dollar was so shit for us. I think it was like 120 to the pound when I got it, so everything seemed like ridiculously expensive. But I did get some good stuff. It's mostly Xbox One because it's region free. There's stuff I wanted, and I only really realised when I got back. I was like, oh, I should look for that. But too late now. I'm sure I'll go again, maybe. But so here's the stack of stuff I got from New York. As you can see, a lot of Xbox games. But the first one is a PS Vita game. I think I got this from Best Buy, which is like a Curry's / PC World sort of place. It didn't have a price on this shelf, so I was like, I'll be alright, it's just a PS Vita game, it'll be like $20. So I'll just pay it. Yeah, $39.99 it was. So I was just like, oh, fuck it, I'll just pay it. But then obviously there's tax on that as well. I think there's about 10% tax or something like that. So it was $44 or something. So $44, I got me Zero Time Dilemma, which is the sequel to, don't know, that other puzzle game for PSVR. And I think that was the sequel to a DS game. But yeah, I've checked on Amazon.com because obviously that was only released physically in America, and you can get one off Amazon.com, but I think it was 45 quid, so I didn't lose anything, so it wasn't too bad. The next game is a PS2 game, and now this is from a retro shop. We travelled out in New York to a place called Decker Heights, where all the houses, they go Christmas mad, and they're like hundreds of Christmas lights all over the house. Was it amazing?
Yeah, the lights.
She said it was amazing.
Lights.
They're like Christmas lights to me, but
yeah, but the Americans do Christmas better than you do.
But anyway, yeah. So we went early. We thought I'll nip to this retro shop. I think it was called Gotham Games. They had some alright stuff. The people in there were quite nice. So the stuff I was looking at was in the cabinet. I think the first thing I looked at was Mega Man Collection for GameCube, which is obviously was only released over there physically. I think it was $60. I was like, and the case was smashed, and it had like an old pre-owned sticker on. So I was like, nope, I'm not getting that straight off. And then I was like, I've got to buy something because we've come all this way for this retro shop. So I saw this game. I'm trying to think of some of the ones in the series, what they're called, but I can't. So I think this was $15. $15, I'll say. Dawn of Mana. Again, it was only released in America. Nice condition actually, $15. I've got a boot disc for my PS2, which obviously boots American games. It's a soft mod, basically. And these next 3 games. So before I went, I checked to see what Xbox One games were like exclusive, or should I say, in a physical form. And then when I saw GameStop, I was like, right. So these first three, actually wasn't from GameStop. This was from like a retail shop called Century 21, which was like a clothes store, and they had games in there. This one actually $15. This was, and it retailed at $20. So I was like, ooh, bargain. But then obviously tax again. So for $15, Resident Evil 4. But obviously with tax again, like $17, something like that. And the next two were from GameStop, same series, Resident Evil 5 and 6. Again with tax, it wasn't the best, but I was like, ah. And then, funny story, when we got back to England, I went in game, and they'd fucking released it over here. So I was like, oh my fucking god. So for some reason, I rebought them over here. I'm not even sure why. It was a moment of madness. So now I have the same game twice. So I can sell. I'm probably going to sell the American ones. I should have probably just not bought these and then save myself some money. But hey, these next two again, same company. I played the first one, not played the second one, and it's Dead Rising 1 and 2. I hear they're not the best ports, but I really like the first one. I remember being quite hard though, and I remember if you played it on a standard definition TV, you couldn't read the writing because it was so goddamn small, and they never fixed that. But yeah, never played the second one, but the co-op was pretty good in it. The next two games, I don't know what to say about them, to be fair. They're from an old company. They're like I'll just show you. Atari Collection 1 and 2. And every time I went in GameStop, I was like, I want them sealed. Because they do that goddamn annoying thing, like when you go in game, and they'll take that stupid little game sticker and they stick it on the side. And they'll be like, yeah, there's your new sealed game. And I'm just thinking, that's not new. Someone's opened it and touched it. Maybe it's just me, but if I'm buying a new game, I want it sealed in the original packaging. So I saw a couple of GameStops while I was out there, but I eventually found these two. Not sure if I'm even going to play them, to be fair. But 50 games on each disc, that's 100 games. And they're only $20 each. What a bargain. I'm sure most of them are like fill-off, but we'll see. And its next game, I think a couple of videos back I said I'd never played this series and I should really play it. And again, this was released here, but I think it was only on the 3DS. I could be wrong. And again, it was $20, like everything. Mega Man Collection. And you get 6 Mega Man games. Not quite sure why you only get 6, because I think the next few were also 2D, but I guess they're sticking to the NES era of Mega Man games. I'm going to have to try that, because I've never played a Mega Man game, so... Now this next game I've opened, and it's a pretty damn good game, to be fair. Again, physical, only available in America. It was exclusive to GameStop. They did have a limited edition as well, which I think was a steelbook, but it'd been out a couple of months, so they didn't actually have the steelbook left. Song of the Deep. You control like a little submarine, and you've got to find this girl's lost father in the sea. Metroidvania style gameplay, which I like. It's awesome. It's a great game. Again, if you find it physical, get it, 'cause it's awesome. And sticking with Metroidvania style games, again, I think this is, well, yeah, it was only available over there. I didn't actually know till I got there and I saw it, and I had to double check just to make sure it wasn't released over here. Well, it was digitally, but I'm not buying that. So again, $20, Metroidvania style game, Ori and the Blind Forest Definitive Edition, and it comes with a soundtrack as well, which is on a CD, so that's pretty cool. Next game, classic Pac-Man Championship Edition plus Galaga, Pac-Man and Dig Dug classic arcade games. I get this was not sealed, this one. This is the only one I couldn't get sealed. So I was like, Amanda likes Pac-Man, she'll play that.
Yay!
And this next one is a GameStop exclusive again. And it's another one, when I saw it, I was like so excited. Because when it came out, I was hoping for a physical release. It never came out. And when I saw it in America, I was like, oh, I've got to get that. And it's a classic. Duke Nukem 3D World Tour. It's classic Duke Nukem. What's not to love? And there's brand new levels on there. And director's commentary, which I listened to, and it was okay. I thought some of the commentary was a bit, it's like they couldn't be bothered, and they were just like, and one of the bloke's mics was really off, and you could barely hear what he was saying. I mean, it's just me. Maybe I'm deaf. I don't know. So yeah, that's a great game. I've completed it. And that is, oh yeah, went to the Nintendo store. Because everyone's got to go to the Nintendo store. It was like the best thing I did in America. I noticed they had these, like, and I was like, oh, that look really cool in my games room. And they're only $20. Everything's $20 in America. I got me a Legend of Zelda sofa throw, which is pretty cool. It's not on the sofa. It's still, I actually bought two. I bought a classic NES one, which is being covering some stuff up down there. That was pretty cool. Nintendo store was pretty awesome. They had like obviously all the old consoles in glass set up. Lots of amiibos, tons of amiibos, and then loads of obviously Wii U games, but can't play them because they're region locked. So that was the end of that. I think that's all I got. I bought a Kirby t-shirt as well, which is pretty cool. Which is down. Don't know where I put that. It's probably in my old room downstairs. And that's it for America. Would I go again? Probably not. It's a once in a lifetime thing. Well, I don't think I'd go back. But yeah, so that's America. Now the rest is just sort of a selection of stuff. I've got some Christmas stuff. That's Christmas stuff. That's not Christmas stuff. So this next game, PlayStation Vita game, I've been looking for this for, well, I've actually been looking for it. I think it was, I read someone reviewed it on YouTube and I was like, oh, that sounds insane, that game. And it is, it's pretty damn insane. And it's Girl Gun, double piece. And yeah. Every girl wants a piece of you. Find true love or be forever alone. And the screenshots look goddamn insane, so I'll probably give that a try, if Amanda lets me.
Pervert.
I'm not a pervert.
Joke.
Another Xbox One game. I just saw this cheap, so I was like, I'll get that, $9.99. Shadows of Mordor, Game of the Year edition. I hear it runs like shit on the Xbox One. I hear it's like 720p. That's because it's not powerful enough. That's that. A Christmas present from Amanda, my awesome girlfriend. Forza Horizon 3. It's like the second one, but it's in Australia, and there's like kangaroos and crocodiles everywhere, and the like dude in the garage is Australian, and yeah, Australian stuff. Another Christmas present from Amanda. This Wii U game. Now this is, I didn't even know this came out. I thought it was going to get cancelled because we're sort of, I think Zelda's going to be the last Wii U game. I think we can all agree that's going to be the last physical Wii U game. And then I saw this and I was like, what the hell? That's sure not going to come out. I think I checked the day before it came out and I was like, it's probably going to not come out. But Amazon didn't have it. Game didn't have it on the website. Argos said they had it, but no stock. And I was like, oh, probably didn't come out then. And then went into Leicester and they had it in game. I was like, bit more than what I wanted to pay, but actually, man bought it, so it cost me nothing. I think it was $29.99. Minecraft Story Mode: The Complete Adventure. This is going to be a rare Wii U game. I'm telling you now. If they don't reprint this, get it now. And it's sealed as well. Surprised they had a sealed copy. But, so yeah, if you're collecting Wii U, get this, because it is going to be ridiculously hard to get. I think it's on Amazon for... Amazon do have it, but it's not from Amazon. It's from sellers. I think it's 45 quid. But the day it came out, it was £110 on Amazon. But yeah, it's going to be rare. Get it if you want to collect Wii U. It's actually a really good game. I just finished it on Xbox 360, literally just before I filmed this video. It's alright if you like Telltale stuff, like point and click, lots of talking. Don't talk to me while there's talking.
Me too.
And that's that. Now, two things from the car boot. I did a car boot to get rid of some stuff. I didn't actually sell much stuff, but yeah, I made a little bit of money. And I found these two games. So obviously I look round while everyone's setting up to get the bargains. The bloke pulls out a plastic tub. I saw these 3 games on the side. Grand Theft Auto 4, Skyrim, and something else for Xbox 360. And I was like, oh, cool. So I was like, how much is the Grand Theft Auto 4 for PS4? And he was like, oh, make me an offer. I was like, oh, don't really know. He's like, 10 quid, £10. I was like, yeah. He's like, no, £5. You can have it for £5. I was like, yeah, okay, £5. I'd have probably given him a tenner for it, but he said 5. Yeah, I have no use for it. It's going to CX. It was £21 exchange in CX, and I was like, oh, gotta get rid of it, because Game was selling it for £20 second hand over Christmas. Checked last night because I thought it's gonna have gone down at £25 now. So who's buying this? Because they've sold like 50 billion copies of it. Surely everyone has it. But hey, I got my 25 quid for that. And then this woman, this next game, again, one had a big tub. It was under a stall, and I was like, oh, how much game? She's like, oh, they're my son's. I'll have to give him a ring. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, I'm alright to have a look, see what there is. She's like, oh, no. I was like, oh, okay, I'll pop back in 10 minutes then. So I came back in 10 minutes. She's like, oh, yeah, he's in bed. I don't want to wake him up. I was like, oh, for fuck's sake. Because I could see what was going to happen here. She's going to get him out, and when I'm not there, so I was like, alright, I'll pop back in 10 minutes. So again, pop back in another 10 minutes. She had them out on the table. And I was like, oh, how much are the game? She's like, £3.50. I was like, ugh. There were some alright ones in there. And then another chap who buys games actually was I just got there before him. So this is probably the only game in there which is probably worth £3.50. So £3.50, I got me Star Wars Battlefront 2. This was quite expensive a few months back. It was going for like 40 quid. I'm guessing because Star Wars, the new one came out, and everyone wanted the old one. Oh yeah, might be more, because Carrie Fisher died. Probably not. But yeah, I've sealed it in a little bag for protection. Charity shop game. So I went Christmas shopping, and I was like, oh, my local charity shop, I was like, I haven't been in there for a while, because they never had any video games at all, like, for the last month or so. I was like, I'll give it a look. It only takes 10 minutes. And as soon as I saw this, I was like, oh, I need that for my collection. No price on it. So I was like, how much are these games? She's like, oh, don't know. I'll have to go check. I was like, okay. And she came out. She's like, 125. I was like, cool. So for 125, I got me Wheel of Katamari. I love these games. They're awesome. I've got the 360 one, I got the PSP version, I think there's one on PS3 as well. But it's awesome fun, and the music's crazy, and the artwork's cool with manual. So that's pretty cool. It's not a stupid game. It's for grown-ups and stuff. Next game's off eBay. I always check eBay, new listings. This came up. I don't know how I managed to stumble on it. I think I clicked on another listing and it said recommended for you, and this was there, and I was like, oh, that seems ridiculously cheap. So I clicked on it, and he'd listed it not like properly how it should have been listed. So, and I've just showed it. Yeah, there it is. So Master of Combat, not a cheap game. I mean, I think there's one on there for £200 at the moment. I probably doesn't go for that, but I think one did sell for 150 quid. So he'd listed it as just Masters of Combat, no Sega or anything. 1 day auction, one picture, and he was holding it like that in the picture. So why do people do that? If you're gonna take a photo of something, just put it down and take the photo. Unless he's doing it off a webcam, I suppose. But still, you'd think if you're selling something like quite rare, you'd want like a few photos. And he listed it as very good condition, no, like new, and I was like, could be a fake, because it's the sort of game you'd get a fake for, because it's not cheap. So I was like, oh, I'll watch it, and then there was an hour left, and it was still 99p. I was like, do I go for it? And it said it had the manual, because there's loads on there with no manual. So I think I put a max bid of 70 quid in, or was it 80 quid? And I won it for £67, 57p. And obviously it arrived. It's not like new. It's far from like new. There's a rip just there on the actual sleeve. That's a bit of a bummer. But the cartridge is pretty good. It's definitely not a fake. There's too much wear on it to be a fake, to be fair. And the manual, which I put in a little sealed baggie because it was getting a bit torn on the thing, but yeah. So not bad. So with postage, that was like 70 quid. A lot of money. I've not even played it. I probably won't play it. I like buying games just to look at. It's my favourite thing to do. So that's that. These next things, amiibos. I told myself not to buy any more. I was like, I'm not buying any more amiibos because they just sit there and gather dust. And last time I counted, I had freaking 57 of the pointless pieces of plastic, because I've took none out of the box, and obviously you can't use them in the box because Nintendo's made them, they put something in the bottom of them to stop you using them in the box. So I went in Sainsbury's and I saw these, and I was like, I might just buy one, the one I really like. So I was like, yeah, I'll just buy the one, which I think was this one, Zelda, Ocarina of Time Link. I was like, yeah, I'll just buy that one, you know, it's the one I like the most. Then I was like, I might buy two actually. So I was like, which one should I get? And then I was like, I'll get Toon Link as well, even though I've got a Toon Link. It's a Smash Bros version. I was like, it doesn't matter. And then I was like, oh, I'll just get the other one as well. So I got Zelda from the Wind Waker. $9.99 each. And normally they retail at $10.99. So I was like, it's not too bad. There's one more I need. I think it's the retro, like pixel looking Link. But yeah, they are actually pretty good. And they made the boxes slightly smaller, which is always nice. So they take less room. Move them down there. Run out of space. Last things. So my local CX, someone took a shitload of Super Nintendo and N64 games in there and traded them all in, and they are all mint. And when I say mint, I mean absolutely mint. There's some which were a little bit, well, they're not mint because there is little dings and stuff here and there, but and this is all, I bought this all with exchange notes, credit on stuff I traded in, so it didn't actually cost me what it cost. But the people in there are really actually clued up on the retro stuff. Like, I can actually speak to them and have a conversation about it. Because I know there's a lot of CXs out there who don't have a frigging clue. Like the one in Leicester, which is not my local one. They had like a Maracai in there. It was listed as mint, and it was far from mint. And it was the platinum version. And I think it was 40 quid. And I was like, no one's going to buy that. Because all the edges were all scuffed and stuff. But this store, which is the Loughborough store, they know the shit. And it's not just one bloke in there. They all know the shit. So I went in there and I saw they had quite a few nice conditioned ones in there. And so I bought two the first day, which were Pilot Wings, which I took back because once I got it back home, it actually was not mint at all. And they put it in these like little baggies like that with the sticker on. So obviously the sticker's not on the cardboard. But once I took it out, I was like, that's not mint, that's going back. But the one I bought with it was this one, World Is Not Enough. And this is in excellent condition. Well, it should be, because it was listed as mint. And I actually opened that one, I had a look at it. And it was £15, which I thought was pretty decent. You put in these little bags, which is pretty cool. So £15 for that one, I thought was a pretty good price. So when I took the Pilot Wings back, the bloke was like, oh, you're not going to find it minter than that. I was just like, well, you know, you looked at it. Like, he just took it off me and gave me a refund. But he didn't even check the game was in there. I could have took the game out and just like, so I was like, ah. But anyway, and then I went in there the week after, and he said, oh, the bloke brought loads more stuff in. And I was alright, and he's like, I'll just reel off the list of what we've got. So there's this one, well, there's actually all the Star Wars games on N64. He had all them, supposedly mint. He had Mortal Kombat 4, which I was looking for, 20 quid mint supposedly. I thought that was pretty cheap. Hybrid Heaven, I think it's called, that's another one they had. So I was like, oh, I'll definitely have a look at Mortal Kombat and Hybrid Heaven. And he went to get them and he's like, oh, I can't find them. I was like, alright. And he's like, oh, they've gone through on the internet, so they're behind him. And I was like, oh, for fuck's sake. So I was like, oh, I'll have a look at that Star Wars Battle for Naboo. I think that's what it's called. I've got it just here. And this was 45 quid, so I was like, So I checked eBay and I was like, to be fair, they're going for way over 45 quid. I think they go for 60, and this was mint supposedly. So I was like, oh, fuck it, I'll get it, because I had loads of exchange notes, so 45 quid, Battle for Naboo, and this is excellent condition again, apart from just there, you can see the Nintendo sign, there's a scratch going through it, which to be fair, you can't really see, so, and to be fair, apart from that, it is like pristine, the manual's all good and stuff. And then the week after that, the bloke had bought a load more stuff in. I can't remember how much for some was. I think it was 20 quid. I ain't got the bag for it no more. But yeah, 20 quid. Star Fox for the Super Nintendo. Again, it was listed as mint, but as you can see, there's like where the sticker's been and stuff. But yeah, that was excellent condition. And then the last two, and I think this is the end of what's really going to be at that store, to be fair, because I think he said the bloke he's sorted his collection out now, and that's the last of it. We'll see, because I'll probably go in there next week and I'll have a load more stuff. Yeah. So these next two weren't listed as mint, and I was like, alright. And I was like, I'll have a look at them anyway. And the first one, to be fair, is excellent condition. It's just it's missing something, and I think this was 20 quid. So 20 quid, Street Fighter 2. And yeah, this is for a non-mint version. So I was like, oh, what's actually wrong with it? Because the box is pristine. And I was like, oh, it's a bit light. The manual must be missing. So I opened up. No, the manual's there. The cartridge is there. The tray's missing. And I was like, well, that's replaceable. That's easy. So 20 quid for that one. 20 quid. And the next one, Street Fighter 2 Turbo. Again, was listed as not mint. But to be fair, I'd say it is mint, to be fair. I mean, the only thing you can see here, it's got that, like, where it gets on the edges. Which I suppose, yeah, I've seen worse ones than they're listed as mint. But I think, how much was that one? I've got the bag for that one as well. That was 35 quid. And I was like, oh, that sounds expensive. But again, I had credit, so I was like, it's not really 35 quid. And to be fair, they go for, that's about the going rate, maybe 40, 45 on the internet. So I was like, yeah, not too bad. And the funny thing about these bags is, when you take them out as well, I can have a look at it, and they put sellotape around it. So obviously I pull it out, and then the frigging bit of sellotape is just, it stuck straight across the cover, and I was just like, oh shit. So I'm there like trying to peel the sellotape back off it, and everyone on the counter was like, oh. And I was like, oh my god, it's stuck on there. It was fine, I saved it. And they did have a Smash Bros in there for, I think it was 55 quid. I was like, that's an excellent price. The box was like mint. The only problem was there was a sticker there, and someone had pulled it off and like ripped the whole front cover. And I was like, speaking to the bloke, I was like, oh, that Smash Bros is really good condition. He's like, oh yeah, I put it to one side because I was gonna dampen it slightly just to get it off, and someone decided they'd have a go at it, and they ripped the whole cover on. I was like, did they lose the job for that? I think that's everything. That's all I've got. There's probably something else I've missed. You know, this is extra white. Got off my old room. There was loads of shit behind me. These walls, attic walls, they're just sloped. You can't put shit on them. Well, I suppose you could stick some posters to them. Maybe. I ain't gonna make posters. I can buy some. Yeah, I'll do that. I think that's about it. I was gonna do a video because just before I finished work, I actually worked at Rare Studios in Twycross as a tree surgeon, just doing some tree work around the site. So I might do a video of that because I've got some cool pictures and stuff like that. I'll see. I'm not sure I'll see if I've got the time to do that. But yeah. So I hope everyone has an excellent new year, and I'll see you next year. Goodbye.